There's a common refrain in the comment section of many of our videos. A lot of people seem to be concerned with whether or not someone is a real New Yorker. And my personal favorite, he gives New Yorker vibes, LMAO. I don't know how to explain it. And I don't know how to explain it either, so we asked a bunch of people. Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, brother?
What do you think makes someone a New Yorker? What makes someone a New Yorker? What makes someone a New Yorker? What makes someone a New Yorker?
A New Yorker.
Honestly, I think it's different for everybody.
Knowing the subways, loving the people, hating the winters, and bitching about summer.
Gotta have a good sense of determination, some grit, and a good sense of humor.
The moment I became a New Yorker was when a man blew a booger on me on the subway. And then I stood up for myself. And that's how I knew. I said, that's really gross and you should wipe it off. And he said no.
He wiped it off you?
No, he did not. He did ask for my number though. And that was the moment. I think you have to be broken down in some way and then decide you're gonna stick around.
So how do you become a New Yorker? Do you have to be born here? Is it a certain amount of time you spend living here? How long does it take you to become a New Yorker?
So I've heard 10 years.
I feel like you just gotta live here for 10 years
10
at
years.
least.
What's your Instagram handle?
At New York City.
At New York City. Okay. I keep hearing the 10-year rule. What's the 10-year rule?
I don't know, it's just what people say.
So the 10-year rule is what everybody's going to tell you. I don't know where we should find out where that came from.
Where does the 10-year rule come from?
Somebody said it first, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of beef with New Yorkers who were born here saying that anybody that wasn't born here is not a real New Yorker.
Being from New York, you can't take it. You can't take that away. You're from here. You've experienced the worst of the worst, the best of the best. You can't replace that with anything. You know, yeah, you could be here for 10 years, but it doesn't hit the same.
Regardless of what it takes to be a New Yorker, the very first step is coming to New York to begin with. And millions of people have come to New York through Ellis Island. So we went to pay a visit, see what we can learn. We're about to pull up to the Statue of Liberty right now. It is a beautiful day in New York City, I'm not gonna lie. Henry, you think you could pass the citizenship test? Do you have what it takes to be a citizen? Let's find out.
What year was the Constitution written? 1. 1786, 2. 1787, 3. 1785.
You don't know this.
1784.
This is it. Jenny McGuire Dolan. Right here. This is my great-grandmother. And when I was a kid, she was still alive. And I remember doing this project in like second grade about immigration. And we came here and I visited her and I talked to her about coming to Ellis Island. And I interviewed her about it. Imagine when these people came, like when my great-grandmother came, what that looked like. Like none of those buildings were there. It must have been crazy experience.
Anyone can be a New Yorker.
How?
How? By living here, by looking all around, by saying, I want to be here.
Yeah.
This is the greatest city ever.
It is? You think so?
Yes, I do.
I think so too.
Just liking the city and being a part of the city and embracing it.
That's a great answer.
Is that a good answer?
That's a wonderful one. Are you a New Yorker?
Yeah, I consider myself. I consider myself a Dubliner too, but I consider myself a New Yorker.
I'd say so.
For sure. All right, Jack. Nice
It was great to meet you, Mary.
All right.
Take care.
You come to a country without speaking any English, without knowing anybody, and it's such a, like you said, it's an open heart. Like, you know, you'll always find someone you can relate to. You'll always find someone who will help you. You know, they always say that New York is full of assholes, but I really think that there's no place like New York. There's always someone offering a hand.
What makes New York unique is that people come from literally all over the world and make a home in this city. Really, anyone can be a New Yorker. If you give your heart to the city will give it back to you. So that's what makes you a New Yorker.